Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 4 with another team adventure. Now this is all about the super hot hatches. Now these are, well, the fastest hot hatches around, pretty much. Now for this, they're built to A-Class. They have to be running their standard engine and standard driveline. So there's a mix of front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. Yes, technically speaking, the all-wheel drives may have a little bit of an advantage. Not that we only have one actually. We only have a Mercedes, I think. I thought there was a couple of other ones, but yeah, the all-wheel drive may have a little bit of advantage off-road. Front-wheel drive is very quick in Horizon, though. I've got nearly 500 horsepower in my Focus. It's on rally tyres. I have never built this car before. I know the Veloster, well, the Veloster N, Veloster N as we call it, especially when they've got a Yancat livery on it. Mine had that for a while. I know how good that car is. I've used it a few times. That's why I've gone for something a little different. Statistic-wise, I feel like this Focus should be good. It's so much power. It's at just under 500 horsepower. It weighs a little bit over 3,000 pounds. It should be good. On paper, it's good. Whether it's going to actually translate to that, I don't know. As I said, never built it before. And there are a bunch of very quick cars in this class. Some so quick that we had to ban them. Like the Megane, the R26R is just ridiculously good. And if we allowed it, everyone would turn up in one because that's about the only way to beat it. So, yeah, you know, there is that. I've had a little bit too much understeer in my Focus. Oh, God, not enough grip. Rusky's done a very similar thing. I'm really sorry, Corrupt. I got a little bit carried away around that corner. I got away with it to an extent, but sadly cost my teammates some time. That Mercedes looks like he's got an unbelievable amount of straight line speed going on back there. Who knows what tyres it might be running. As I would expect most cars will be running rally tyres. You might be brave and go for something different. If you maybe the all-wheel drive car, you'd go for like sport tyres, street tyres, and try and go for sheer power and hope the all-wheel drive will sort you out. It could be a way to go. If I'd gone for an all-wheel drive car, that could have been a way to go for it. We've actually pulled away from Corrupt by quite a lot, which surprises me. We're in a little bit of no man's land at the moment. Points-wise, not really going our way. Might be able to score some more as the race goes on. We're going to be hopeful here. Certainly hopeful we don't lose any more. There's a big gaggle of cars behind. We'll chuck the Focus through. Actually quite oversteering for a front-wheel drive car. That's not necessarily a bad thing, provided it's not too oversteery and get some speed out of it. But this means I'll be chucking it around a little bit more. I feel like we're not too bad at the dirt, so maybe just because it's such a tight section, the car's kind of concertina her up a smidge. But who knows? We'll see what we can do as we're unleashed onto the back straight. It does seem like a. Oh. Now we don't really have an answer for the Veloster. We'll put miles clear of everyone behind. So, don't know what's going on with the Civic. It seemed really quick at the start of that last lap, and now it's fallen back down to 5th. So unless it's just sort of contextually quick and then gets stuck in traffic and slowed down, maybe. The Focus certainly feels good. This class is always going to be fast. This class is always going to be difficult, but yeah, you're always going to get a load of quick cars in this, and just be running this well up is good news for me. Slightly down on the Veloster. I don't know, I feel like this track does test a fair amount of a car. So you're testing straight line speed, you've got these long straights, got a bit of off-road. You're testing, I don't really test sort of like medium speed, sort of tarmac corners. You're testing sort of low, you've got kind of a bridge, but you've got sort of this gravel section. Yeah, this covers a lot of different aspects of the car. I feel like the Veloster is maybe better most places. Apart from that corner there, I seem to be maybe a smidge better than it at. But yeah, we'll see how it goes really. Points are sadly not going our way. There's all sorts of chopping and changing over the final spot on the podium, but even if we have both our red cars where we want them to be, it's not enough. Leopard's car may be very quick on the dirt, but struggles when we get onto this tarmac section. Not sure. Veloster's not really pulling away now. It's had a big off. Saw the rallycross jump there. It's not what you want, but also not really costing it that much time, which is unfortunate for me in terms of trying to catch up to it. How late dare we be? Under brakes there. Yeah, nice and late. Lots of wheel spin from the 500 horsepower monster. I mean, that's a lot of power for the front wheels to have to deal with. It's not the biggest front tyres, it's not crazy-sized front tyres on this. 265, 275, something like that. I don't actually remember, there wasn't many upgrades for them, so yeah, not crazy big front wheels. So you're asking them to do an awful lot with all the traction, all the steering, a lot of the braking and all that. But as I said, Horizon 4 is kind to front-wheel drive. We really have just gone from the rest of the field, which, as I said, does surprise me a little bit here. I really thought we were going to have much more of a battle with Corrupt Civic and whatever else might be around there. But yeah, we've just kind of got to this holding pattern now, and this is where we're at. We'll chuck the car through there. Yeah, it's really even between me and the Veloster, it seems, in terms of lap speed. It's not really got further away at all after the initial lap or so. Come on, focus. Could we see the Hyundai? Maybe close a little bit this lap around, but we're only talking a little, a smidge, maybe half a second if that. Still going to pull a pretty big gap once we get down here. Are we going to see the Veloster in trouble? No, we're going to see me in trouble almost. I was giving it everything. It kind of got to at this point. I was giving it everything. I don't want to end up in the wall and completely stop dead because we aren't very far away in terms of points. But yeah, it's not quite going to be enough. If we could have got past the Hyundai, it would have been a victory for us. But we're not going to do it, barring an unlikely missed checkpoint at this end of the race, this late stage. I will say I'm very, very pleased with the Focus. Knowing how fast the Veloster is, I'm definitely pleased that this car is right there. It's close. However, not quite going to be enough to win this race. I think I've had a little bit of an iffy final sector. Difficult to judge, but certainly the car's competitive. We cross the line. It's going to be a second place for the Ford, and it's going to be third to our Civic. In the end, though, we're going to be just a little bit too far back in terms of points. A little bit of a shame. But a solid first round. There is more to come. We are onto a proper tarmac circuit now. Yes, it's all tarmac at the Lakehurst Cops circuit. I feel like I could be quick here. To be fair, I feel like this Focus so far could be pretty good anywhere. We've got a couple of Civics ahead of us, so we're kind of mid-pack. The Veloster is down a little further back, a couple of rows back, the blue team. We'll see how it goes, really. We'll see how Corrupt Civic goes on the tarmac. There we go. We'll get the English right. It's clear on the front row as well. Yeah, I mean, it's a very different... I'd say a very different circuit. Yes, the other one was only a small bit of gravel, but it was the sort of nasty technical part of that. Oh, there's a Focus RS, of course. How could I forget? As far as the all-wheel drive cars go, yes, that's another one. That's all-wheel drive. Into these first couple of corners we head. Now, of course, the all-wheel drives are going to launch like mad. They're always going to have the advantage over the front-wheel drives. Oh, what is Corrupt's car doing? That might be why it's struggling. It's nose-diving through the floor. Now, as far as things you want your vehicle to do, no, that's not what you want at all. If you can help it. So yeah, that would be a concern for that car. Oh, a little wide through there. We've just got the grip to get away with it. Don't chuck a rock at me. Bloody hell. Alright, let's try and get some composure. So, Civic leads. Our red team Civic leads the way, which is good. Then we've got the RS, Clio, sorry. Another one of the 15 Civics ahead of us, Ewan's car. We are much better at these medium speed corners. We don't really have much more top end than the cars around us, but those medium speed corners, it absolutely flies. It's just, it can turn and carry more speed than anyone else. Can we carry any more speed down here? Oh, do we have a dive? The Veloster found a gap. Oh no, the red car missed a checkpoint. The Veloster found a gap to go for. I mean, we're still stuck out wide. It's going to be me and Corrupt. Oh, Corrupt's car just handles horribly. I don't know what's happened with the suspension on that one. Just saw it bobble its way off towards the wall. We've got back past the Veloster. The little Renault has no straight line speed. We'll pass that. Veloster's coming with us. I mean, the Veloster I am worried about. We saw how quick it was at the previous race, so we're expecting it to be similar here. Okay, it got a poor run off of turn 1 this lap around, but it probably won't do it all the time. It's back underneath us there. This is what I get for being too tight defensively on the way in, but the Veloster can't do it. Doesn't get the pass stuck there. I'm on a funky line through all of this section. Guy's got some good speed there. Veloster is very quick. Veloster is very, very quick through here. It might not quite have the traction of the Focus, but it's going to be side by side down towards turn 1. We're on the brakes. I can't do it. I don't quite have the grip. Although, I might not need to. We might just be able to set this up for a better run out of here. Duck underneath. Can we do what we did last lap around? It's a little bit of understeer, actually, from the Focus. A little bit of on-power understeer. I don't know if we can catch the RS at the front. We're having a fantastic little battle over second here, though. The leader is quite long gone. Well, I think quite long gone, not that long gone, but the leader is, I think, maybe a little bit out of range. So it might be between me and the Veloster, and the Veloster's run too deep through there. Thank you. We've all done it there. I've done it a number of times. And yeah, Rusky just carried too much speed on the way into that one. And once you're committed to that, you can't undo it. You've just got to deal with it. And that was it for Rusky's car. I've now got a bit of understeer through all of that. Now, Hyundai, we've got to try and keep you behind if we can. Oh dear. I mean, can we chase down the... I mean, lap time wise, it's got to be really close between us three. That Focus is not... We're not really catching it. It's not really getting away. If anything, maybe we are catching a smidge, but it may be too late. Veloster is still right there. Right. This is where we have been so rapid thus far. Get on the power. Come on, Focus. You can do this. Chase down your fellow Ford. Oh, our team is not doing well on the old points front. But we're having a great battle. We are having a wonderful battle here. Will we see any mistakes from anyone around this nasty corner? No, me, the Hyundai, both neat and tidy. The Focus ahead also neat and tidy. We run it in with maybe a little too much speed, actually. Let's just see the nose of the Hyundai underneath having a little bit of a look, but it's not going to be able to do anything. I might have made a bit of a mess here. Might still be able to get away with this. With a good run through here, we do. However, the lead is too far. The Hyundai must have been slow somewhere else through that section because it's not quite on our bumper. That was a fantastic race. Okay, we didn't quite get the victory, but that was a wonderful, wonderful battle with the Hyundai. We were all very similar in terms of speed. Yeah, okay, I'm pleased with my car. I have built one. It looked good on paper. The stats of that did look good, and turns out, yeah, it's pretty bloody good. All right, that's a good battle. Sadly, red team miles down in points, but a good battle for me at least. We are back off-road for our next race, and I'm hoping we're going to do fairly well. Tarnhouse. Yeah, I guess we'll see. We got an okay spot on the grid. Where's the all-wheel drives? Well, one starts ahead of us, so that should be leading by turn 1, in theory. The other one is a little bit further back. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to see in terms of pace around here. It's quite different to our previous, I say off-road track, but I use that term loosely. I suspect me and the Veloster are going to be pretty, yeah, it's there, are going to be fighting quite closely. Other than that, we'll see if anything suddenly shines around this track. Of course, as I said, I expect everything will be running them rally tyres. Especially, I mean, if you're all-wheel drive, I imagine you'd want to take it. As I said, you may try to get away with an alternate build, but that's a hell of a gamble, and you might as well go rally tyres and really focus all your strengths together, if you like. The Mercedes leads the way from, funnily enough, oh, I just missed the checkpoint. That's not what you need at the start of this race. Is it going to be us three again? The Focus is, and the Veloster. Veloster's having a big dive, although kind of made a bit of a mess of that one. Because we've got a better run than both of them, but that's not a space to go 3 wide. The Ford is brave on the outside, risking that bump. We're right on the bumper. Oh, God, we've not got any red team support here again, but that's fine. We will just fly the flag. Oh, don't run too wide through there. Me and the Hyundai doing exactly the same thing there. Some front-wheel drive understeer for you. And we have a dive at turn 1. I feel like we've got the grip to maybe make something work here. Come on, Ford. No, not quite. It's so close, but then we're going to have to be on the outside through here. We might actually make this stick. This is the inside of this section. No, we're still going to be door to door. inside, then outside. We're at the inside for the hairpin. That's something at least. That was a difficult pass. Here comes Corrupt actually with the Civic. Maybe that's weird suspension will be working here. Veloster's back alongside. That gets a bump from the Honda. It's all go here at Todd Howes. But we are now, we are to second. The Veloster's going to slide through. Can't get it stopped. Grabs the handbrake, but that's not going to help it either. We're back to second again. That was a difficult, difficult pass. I'll say that much. Around the final quarter we go. Can we chase down the all-wheel drive machine? I don't know. It'd be fun if we could. It'd be fun if we could here. Come on. Ford get turned in. No, just a load of understeer. Here comes that Civic. Maybe that will stand a chance. Oh, we got a little bit of a wonky line through there. That's the downside of that line. You get too greedy, you might fall over. We didn't fall all the way over, but I guess that serves me right for being a bit... you don't normally roll off of that. You can normally get away with being that smidge greedier. I guess we've now all learned a lesson. Well, I certainly have. Too much of a plank. Damn it, I wanted to win it for a front-wheel drive car. And instead I nearly fell over. We bounced. Could have been worse. I've had worse rolls at this track. There we go. Too greedy. Too greedy going down. I guess it stops you from corner cutting. Too ambitiously anyway. You get away with a little bit. But yeah, it's just trying to make up. It was trying to make up because I was slightly iffy turn one, and it was just trying to make the most of a slightly wonky line by essentially altering the course that we were driving. And while in theory solid, in practice didn't quite work. So yeah, maybe let's not dive that far down. We'll get away with a little bit further down, but just not all the way. There is a bump on the inside here that you catch sometimes. That one. Jeez. The game is out to get me in this. The game is really out to get me in this one, it would seem. But yeah, I mean, I don't quite know what we've got in our cars, how we've managed to get our vehicles. I mean, there's about 5 of us that are very quick on the gravel. We've got a massive gap over the rest of the field. I don't quite know what is different about our cars. In the builds, perhaps. It might have been just sort of events that have gone on. Sometimes that can happen with this sort of stuff. But we're going to lift and coast into that final corner. Points horrifically. It wasn't going to be great when we were second and third. It's now much worse. We can't catch, I don't think. I think we've got like equal pace, which means when we fall back here, we'll try to make up a couple of seconds. We're not going to make that much time per lap. That's more sensible if you're going to try and cut the corner. Oh, the Clio's got over but landed it. Good landing there, Proto. That's a wonderful landing right there. Right on the fourth is from cars that have fallen over. I mean, maybe we can have a chance here. If we can have a really good run through this section, maybe we can make something happen on the run to the finish line. I know my car is much quicker in a straight line than that Renault. No, maybe not. Maybe not if we do that though. A little too much oversteer. We're close, but it's not quite going to be close enough unless we get a mega final corner, which we are going to try. In fact, we got a mega final corner, but there's not quite the room to go for that. Well, it was a spectacular race. There is no doubt about that. A couple of fallings over. Not a good race for the Red Team in terms of points. However, again, we had a fun battle in all of that. We are back onto the tarmac for the Hollywood Park circuit. Now, I feel like my car should be fairly good here. The all-wheel drive won't be such a big advantage at this track by virtue of, I mean, once you've got off the line, there's not really any low-speed stuff. So traction shouldn't be too much of an issue for our front-wheel drive cars. I guess we may understeer a bit, but yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. And this track, it is quick. Like, the average speed, I would imagine, is quite high, but you do need grip. It's no good having all power and no grip here, because there's a lot of these higher speed corners. So, yeah, we will have to wait and see how things go. We are a long way back, though. And me and the Veloster are a fair way back. I'm pretty sure the focus was towards the front of the field. Outside there with a big wobble. That's fine. Can we? Yeah, we'll just stick around there. That actually kind of worked out in our favour. We will have chronic understeer through all of that. Maybe. we do this right, as they all fight one another, we can sneak our way past and make up some positions. That's some of them past. One of them past, there's a Ewan, we've got to get past our teammate now. Sadly, the Veloster is also making quick work of this field. We might be able to get the Civic here. Oh, no! Cleo missed a checkpoint. We got into trouble, but most importantly, we actually did make the checkpoint. Oh, Veloster's already up to 4th. That's the difference. With 3 places back, the car does not have as great a top speed. Yes, I have aero parts on, so does most of the cars here. So I was expecting this to have better top speed. Everything here does have a good chunk of power. Most cars are running about the 400 horsepower mark, but I thought mine at 495 might be the fastest, or one of the fastest in a straight line, but it's really not as quick as I thought it was going to be. We're going to try and sneak up the inside here, because we've got a really good run down there. It's a huge battle for the lead. Someone's missed a checkpoint. We are going to sneak our way to the inside. You and we're just not expecting the Focus to carry the speed. So what's helped me out massively here is, while yes, the oh, have we got more missed checkpoints? Maybe from Corrupt? I don't know. While we had a bad lap, everyone tangled, so this group here's all got slowed down. So my bad lap 1 has kind of been undone a little bit by the fact that everyone here tangled anyway. Oh, can we still make this? We're going to do what we were doing previous races. Let's go and battle with a Veloster. And so Veloster's got big understeer there. I'll take that. I did only open the steering up when I realised the Veloster was already done. When it was already running wide, I did have enough grip to leave it space. Was it making that corner? It wasn't making the corner, so that's why I ran wide, or used all the road on the exit, I should say there. Focus wants to defend. Oh, Focus got a big bobble on the grass. I'm very glad I got on the brakes when I did. It's going to be a shrewd move because as it bobbled across the road, it doesn't carry the speed. Yeah, he's got bounced along the grass, ended up out towards me, but we were able to get away from that. We will run through these next couple of corners relatively poorly, but we are clear at the moment. So, I say the big threat, it's still that Hyundai. Where are the rest of our cars? Oh, for God's sake. It's just not going well for Red Team. Maybe Corrupt can have a good run with that Civic and get some points. Oh, have a big lift through here. I don't know that that was quite the quickest way through there, but we've made it. No silly mistake. In fact, we have pulled away. Maybe this track does work for me. My car looked good at the medium speed stuff in some of those previous circuits. Maybe it has got a good combination of stuff. It's definitely... We're definitely not in the worst position we've been in terms of leading one of these races. We've not got the Veloster chomping all over the back of us looking for a way past every single corner. Points are not too bad. If Corrupt can have a good run, maybe make up some places. We'll have to wait and see. We've got a couple more laps around though. Dive on the brakes for turn 1. Oh, there we go. Keep it on the track. Just bobbles a little bit across that grass. It's not a perfect turn 1. The Hyundai is there. I think it might be a little faster than me down the... It might be a little faster than me top end. I don't know whether it's got quite as good a traction as mine. I guess we might find out. I hate this corner. I hate this corner because the penalty of running wide is so much worse than anywhere else. There you run wide, you hit the fence, you lose all your momentum. Like, it's awful. Whereas other parts of the track, if you run a little bit wide, you put a wheel on the grass, you'll get slowed down, you'll slide about, but not quite as viciously. That is a bad corner by me. It's a little too late under brakes. Now, we don't clonk the wall or do anything like that, but we lose a lot of time. How fast can the Veloster be through there? It's on the bumper now. This is where it is worse. This is where we're at the awkward situation. Now we need one more place. We need one more position, but I mean that relies on me holding this lead as well. Because here comes the Veloster. Does it want to have a look? Well, it might want to have a look. Whether it's going to be able to find a way past. Turn 1 is so difficult to overtake if someone doesn't make a mistake. In fact, the Veloster has fallen back. You almost don't want to be that close through that section because it's such a tiny braking zone, it's such a narrow line, especially with most people, most vehicles opting to jump across the grass. I've now run wide there. It is going to give the Veloster a lot of opportunities. There we go. It's not too bad through there though. Points, we are in. Oh god, we are there or thereabouts. I think it's Corrupt battling with somebody. for the last points. Now, I don't want to be too wide through here. We were in trouble last lap around. It's almost just focus on being neat and tidy out of that section, which we are. We got one more. Oh, I think the Veloster missed a checkpoint, trying to follow me. I think the Veloster got, unless they got greedy, I think the Veloster went all out and just made a little mistake. Whew. Again, I mean, it was all focus and Hyundai in that one. Once more, some missed checkpoints have played their part. We will cross the line. And we will claim a victory, and I think Red Team will at least get a round victory here. If the Mercedes can come home in second, which it does. Third goes to Ewan's Civic. Fourth goes to one of our Civics. Corrupt recovered to 8th again, which is 200 very valuable points. Yeah, it's unlucky. Both Rusky and Leopard of Fire missed checkpoints. And those two cars were expected to be battling up at the front. It's easily done around this track. You just push it a little bit too hard. Whew, but I kept it clean. Mercedes kept it clean. Scored a very important second. Yeah, I am really happy with this car. Hopefully, it can continue to shine in the next round. We are off to Bamborough for our final race, the coast circuit. Now, in general, we have there was the part because we're towards the front, the part because so is the Veloster. The Focus is a couple of rows back, but that might launch well enough. What I was going to say is, I lost train of thought. Bamborough, yes. If the circuit works for a power car, it's often Bamborough. Now, my vehicle is on the fairly powerful side, and this track has these medium speed corners that the Focus likes. So we might have that going for us. We might be able to do something with that, but I don't know. Basically, we'll see. We'll try our very best doing something with that. Now, if the Mercedes can get a good start and cause the Hyundai issues, well, there is the Focus. So, of course, the Focus has used, let's say, its main strength, that launch. It's going to be quick off the line. Okay, of course it is. But traction is less of a concern at this track. Much like with the Holyrood circuit, this isn't a really stop-started circuit, so the all-wheel drive won't be as bigger at an advantage. It will still help with the traction. Of course, we'll still see wheel spin from my car. We'll still see wheel spin from the Veloster as we jump on the power. But it's not so bad around here because the third speed corners are already at 60, 70 miles an hour. We'll see how it pans out, really. We've got a good start. We're on the back of the Hyundai now. Turn 1. I love turn 1 and hate turn 1 simultaneously in the track. It's a great corner, but it's terrifying. And I've never driven this car before. I don't know where the braking point is. I don't know where the turning point is through there. I was brave. We've got an amazing run, but where do we go with it? We're right on the back of we are glued to the rainbow of the Veloster there. Am I going to be... See, I don't really know. Maybe we could have had a dive there. I feel like we might have the grip and the traction to pull that off. It might be where we have to do it. Maybe we should have gone for it this lap. Maybe it's better to learn. Sometimes it's difficult to... I don't know the relative braking capabilities at this track, for example. Right. Dive on the brakes for this final corner. Now... Oh, no. There goes the back end of my car. That's not what we need. Damn it. I know what I was trying to do, it just didn't work. We're going for a bit of a setup there. We were trying to duck underneath on the exit, basically. The problem is that in turning a little too sharply, we lost the rear end of the car, and that gave us some grief. Right, we will slow down for turn 1. A little wide for us that time around. Not perfect from the Veloster either, though. So we've both had little errors through there. For the sake of that, might be where we're very quick. Yeah, I feel like if a pass is going to come, it's going to be a dive here. That's where I think we're going to be aiming to set it up, because the Veloster's good out of the final corner. It has it's just a tiny bit more straight line speed. As I said, we are talking minute amounts. These are very similar builds in many ways. Now, don't lose the back end on this transition. There we go. Better. Now we can get on the power and use all 494, I think it is, horsepower as we head on to this straight. And the Corrupt Civic is so... Corrupt Civic must have issues and missed checkpoints. That's a shame, because we are points-wise... I mean, this is only for Honor. Blue Team have already won this adventure, but still. Would have liked to have had 2 rounds. Ah, no, that's too much speed through there. It's one of those races where I feel like we might have a slightly faster car, but I'm not quite utilising it well enough. I've not quite got... I've made little silly mistakes, not quite been in the place, and this time around, Rusty is not making any mistakes. He's keeping things nice and tidy with the Veloster, because we've lost a little bit more ground. We need 2 perfect laps, and honestly, we probably need a mistake from the Hyundai. Because if we are quicker, it's not really by all that much. Here we go, through these final couple of corners we head. I mean, it's nice that I have 2 red cars on the podium. It's a shame it's not going to be enough. It's close. One of our cars disconnected, one of our Civics disconnected. But, yeah, we need a few more places. We need 3 more places, I think, to guarantee it, unless I can get a win here. That's better through turn 1 for us. Much better. Try and maintain as much of that momentum as we can through here. Yeah, we are very quick through that section. So if we're close, the Veloster's going to have to be careful, because yeah, if I could have done that lap after lap, we would give the Veloster a bigger trouble, but I just can't quite got the braking right into turn 1. Ooh. This is going to be a hell of a battle on the final lap. If there's any mistakes from that Veloster, we're going to be right there. Here we go, through the final corner now. Don't lose the back end. It seems like my car's more likely to than the Hyundai. Points have, I think, actually fallen away from us a smidge here, aside from the fact that I'm now right there. Looks like Corrupt may be able to get 10th, but I don't think even if I win that's enough. Oh, can we be close enough to make anything happen down at... Oh, that was the final lap. God damn, I thought there was one more to go. I lost track of my laps. Aw, I was all ready for an exciting final lap and it went wrong. I was so busy focusing on that. That's how much we're focusing on that race. I just lost track of laps and so on. Damn it. Yeah, if I could have won, we would have got it there just. But that focus is really good. That focus is really, really good. To be in that much of trouble to the Veloster is a good sign. Is a really, really good sign. Yeah, I like that car. I'm pleased with that build. As I said, never really used it that much before. And... that works. As a front-wheel drive A-Class car, that definitely works. Well, it might not have quite gone the way of Red Team, but I had a lot of fun battles, most of the time trying to get past a Hyundai. Sometimes succeeding, not all the time though. But there we go. That is going to be it for this team adventure. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link to that in the description. Find the Versus the Community sign-up section, and you can register to take part there. That, though, shall be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.